Everybody, yes, I am behind the sign. What should we do? Do we need to have video resumes now? Is that the trend? Is that what's up? Hey, don't get anxious, get prepared. Your career engineers right here. And thank you so much for being with us today. Make sure you reach out to us. Of course, info at tcenow.com is how you can find me. And also, of course, make sure you subscribe to our socials. We're everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, all that kind of good stuff. And let us know if you have a question or a comment. You never know, something you might ask me could be a feature, not just here when we're doing our broadcasts here, but other places, radio, podcasts, and yes, legacy television as well. So, yeah, very good. And again, if you are with us live or later, definitely this is how you can reach out to us. Is very important. Let us know kind of if you have questions or comments because we want to be a part of we want to be your resource to make sure that you're able to maximize what you have and minimize what you don't so you can get into the right places and spaces in your career, life, or business places. So, on LinkedIn, one of my favorite places, okay, LinkedIn was a conversation about this, because now everybody's finding some cool new way to get noticed, right? Cool new way to get noticed. But is that the right thing to do? So I'm going to dive into this question right now. Does this work for you? Should you invest some time, talent, and treasure in doing it? I don't know, but we're going to talk about it. And I really do know, but I was just kind of playing the part. But we're going to talk about it and see what we can do. So don't go anywhere. We'll be Yeah, so we're gonna jump into this because I've seen. I'm gonna just go from the top. I've never been a fan of this stuff. I've never been a fan of it. However, there have been some folks that have shared some alternative views on this. So I said, well, me being the open-minded person that I am, when it comes to career, uh-huh. Let's talk about it. Let's make a case and you make that decision on if this is a something you want to do for your career life administration. Now I'm hearing emails and stuff coming in. I hope if it's being recorded in this video, oh well, but it just lets you know that people are asking me questions. It's all good. So listen, so what's the first thing that concerns me with this future of work, right? Where work has been reset, redefined. You've heard all of that. And I'm excited about the new. I like change, folks, if you can't tell. So this future of work, the way we get into the spaces to have the conversation about work, how we keep our jobs today, how things are changing. Our video resume is the next new big thing. So let me give you point one. And my opinion, and like I said, I've been a person that's not been a fan of this. This is not new conversation. This topic came up before. Many folks are doing it now. Many folks, well, I'm not sure that's correct English, but see, a lot of folks are doing this now because they're trying to find other ways to stand out, particularly when it was upside down and there were more people looking for work before opportunities. And now we're kind of at the time of us having our conversation today. According to the Department of Labor, at their latest report for the time I'm talking to you today, 10.4 million job openings. But still, to find that right job, the right space for you, folks are looking at creativity in other ways. So I'm like, there's some wows with it, and there's some definite woes with it. And nothing is a cookie cutter. So beware of any consultant or anyone coming to you saying, yes, definitely do this no matter what, because it just really depends on your industry and the role you play in it. Because something's going to make you go wow, and you get your little 30 seconds or your 8 seconds of fame. I'm fine with it. But most times, certain things like this makes us go won't. What if what if you don't do this very well? Not everybody is comfortable in front of a camera to convey their gifts and their talent. So I'm going to start with it depends. Both W's are possible, but it really depends. And what really concerns me most is this isms and biases and prejudgments. Oh my, okay. I mean, you can see me right now, and I'm sure there are ways to have avatars so people can't see you, but who would do that in an interview? Okay. Question asked and answered. So the isms, yes, isms are alive and well, not just in the good old US of A, but it's a global situation right now. Finding that right work space is global situation. Biases and prejudgments, yes, they exist. And if this is the first thing that someone sees about you, again, depending on your industry and your role, Can that make them go, wow? Or will that make them go, won't? Which could keep you from the next steps of having that meeting, right? Having that opportunity in the chair. With the old fashioned way of resumes, it's a piece of paper. You have to wow or won't based on your style, your substance, what you convey. And then you might get a call for a meeting. And then that's the first time they may see you. So those judgments and biases, I am not convinced that even though now everything's hot and popping, this is new, get with it, if that works for everyone. If the isms or prejudgments or biases, if you, if it's not in your favor, maybe that's not something that should happen. However, my point number two, thought moment, wait a minute, hold up, right? LinkedIn profiles, which you guys know, I am all about that LinkedIn life. I really am. In fact, LinkedIn should be a sponsor of my show. They should, as much as I talk about LinkedIn, right? However, isn't that profile a place where if you're a LinkedIn addict like me, if you go to my LinkedIn right now, you can find me, career engineer on LinkedIn, Francina Harrison. I have videos. I've got my face is sitting up there. I've got all my, any portfolios or anything that makes my brand me is sitting on my LinkedIn profile. So if you want to have a video about how great you are, that I'm still kind of feeling a certain way about that. Isn't that what our LinkedIn's are for? Okay. Instead of you sending a video resume, make sure your profile looks appropriately. And if folks want to know more beyond what they see on paper, they have the opportunity to look at your profile, which, if done correctly, should showcase all your gifts and your talents. I mean, if you have a video of something you're talking about, or you're blogging, or you're an expert on your industry, you're a SME, all that stuff, your gifts and your talents and your experiences should be on LinkedIn anyway. Anyway, and most folks now, well, you should, if it's your choice whether you have your LinkedIn profile hyperlinked from your resume or you at least provide it at some point. Please understand, folks are Googling your name anyway, and they're going on LinkedIn anyway to see if you're there. So that profile should showcase all your wonderful stuff, which usually happens a little bit after they see your resume. Of course, there is some changes to that. So again, the video resume, I'm just seeing a whole lot more reasons why that may not be a best thing, but we're not done yet. It might be a wonderful thing for certain people, right? So I want to get into that. So again, if you have a question or comment, again, I can't say it enough. Make sure you reach out to us. You can reach out to us now if you're watching us live. But if you catch us later, make sure you send me an email. I love your questions. A lot of times your comments and questions become a point for the show. So info@tcenow.com is our email here. Of course, you can always reach out to us here if you catch us live or later. I do respond to comments, guys. If I see them on the platform, I will respond. Give me a little time though, but I will do it. I will do it. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, like I said, the LinkedIn, to me, your LinkedIn profile should be the place where you have all your good stuff. Hey, Carla is there. Hey, Carla, how you doing? Carla says, I've just uploaded my new speaking video. Excellent, Miss Carla Jenkins, into my LinkedIn featured section this morning. Boom. Hello. Hello. You see what I'm saying? We already have all kinds of great gifts and talents and technologies that we're using that can showcase your goodies. So that the video resume, you don't necessarily need to go that route. But again, not all of us. Some folks it might work for, others I'm not convinced. But that LinkedIn profile should do what I just said. It should definitely showcase all your gifts and talents. But let me give you a caveat here in relation to where you want to go. I mean, I often joke that maybe I'll put my when I was a paper girl, y'all remember paper routes? Does anyone remember that? But some of the skills I learned from hustling and building a market from being a paper girl, it really helps me right now. Okay. But again, your gifts and your talents should be showcased on your LinkedIn and any other things you did. Number three area of whether or not we should we all jump and make video resumes? My number three says this, the isms and tech isms as well. Tech isms. Not everybody, I'm an adjunct professor as well as being a career engineer, and I teach my class 100% asynchronously. I hate that word, asynchronously, right? There is no real-time engagement. And y'all know I'm a tech addict as well as a high-touch kind of practitioner, so I merge both. But if you can't, or if you're not comfortable in this environment, right, you're not going to be successful. And your skill, the lack of skill, can showcase where you are not what you may have said you were on your resume. So, of course, I'm telling everybody always tech up, always do the best you can with navigation and using the toys and the tools we have today. But those very isms could impact you winning an interview if you are not really great at the video thing, right? I mean, not everybody is comfortable here. I have folks, I mean, they don't want their video on. They don't like, some folks are not comfortable with the way they look. Everybody thinks you have to be a movie star or look like Beyonce or somebody to have a video out here today. Folks are doing the whole makeup and all that kind of stuff, right? So, what if you don't come off well on video and that's your video resume? What if you look awkward? What if you maybe you stutter? Maybe what if your physicality isn't meeting what these guys think that it should be? Remember, isms are alive and well in America and beyond. So if you do a video resume versus your paper, right, versus the paper, all we have is your content, powerful content, hopefully purposeful content, relevant content. Then you get the call to come in for a meeting. And yes, they'll see you at the meeting. But this way, they may also see what you can't do. What if your lighting isn't right? What if your background is speaking something that you didn't think, you thought it was cool, but maybe another company goes, wait a minute, she's into trees. Oh my gosh, I don't like trees. I don't want anybody in my business that likes trees. Okay, is that illegal? It's a bias. Hello. And I demonstrated, I volunteered my love of greenery because it's my background. You get what I'm saying? So those isms and those tech isms could really show up if we're putting video resumes out there first. Just something to think about. So, what is my final answer? Oh, I'm sniffling, guys. I don't have COVID. I'm just sniffling. Okay, it's whatever it is, right? My final answer. Drum roll. I need to get some drum roll music. My final answer. You're gonna love this. It depends. It depends, y'all. It's a case by case, depending on your industry and your strength in the industry, your candidate strength too. Okay, because some people rock. Some people really can command this whole, some of these creatives that are out here. They can make a video, do things that, I mean, my God, you just love what they've done. But not everybody is there. Okay. And I don't think it should really be the norm right now. I don't feel that. My feelings are involved. I don't feel that. And from a factual standpoint, how many folks will not have the opportunity to have a meeting based on what is seen or tech skill or other biases? I think it could hinder more than help. But there are certain industries where, video resumes are necessary. For example, all the TV people, anyone that's in front of the camera type of person, anyone that you are a brand, you're going to be a TV show host, you're going to be out there in the public. They have to do reels. They've been doing that for years. That's part of their industry norm. Okay. Looking a certain way is part of their job requirement. The rest of us ain't quite there. We may not necessarily be there. All right, let me see what kind of comments we have here. So I think that's kind of where we go. Carla says earlier that was a great answer. It's not a one size. It absolutely can never be one size fits all. Yeah, and creating, or Carla says creating a video resume, it can be time consuming, particularly if you're not really skilled in this whole videography world. I mean, y'all have no idea how much it takes to just do this, right? But there are, video technology changes and all kinds of stuff, and that's fine if that's your industry. It will be needed. But for the rest of us, it's definitely a case by case. But if you are in the front of the house thing, you're in the performance arts, you're in the news industry, you're that in front of the camera, or your image is what markets a business or something. The way you speak, the way you look, and your skills, knowledge, skills, and abilities will matter. The rest of us, let's not have more won'ts. Let's keep the wow effect with that, yes, traditional resume. Put your goodies on your LinkedIn profile. People can see, recruiters are looking at the profiles before the resumes, by the way. I mean, people are Googleable these days. So let's not take us out of the running before we even get into it. So what's my push up that will go with this? Don't get caught up on crowdthink, y'all. Just because everybody else is doing something, don't mean it works for you. I mean, really. And that's in our career, our life, and our business aspects. Yeah, some influencer says thus and so. Well, that person might be an influencer and they're in front of the camera all the time. And they're also maybe, that it might work for them, but not necessarily for you. So put the crowd think away. Make sure you think for yourself, right? Make sure you think for yourself. If you don't know, what do? Ask your career engineer. I know. I'll share with you my ideas, but you, of course, make your ultimate decision. Okay. You make your ultimate decision. So I want to make sure you have a fantastic week this week. Of course, make sure you find us everywhere in TCE land and definitely check out our new network. We have revamped the network. We're so excited about it. You can find it right here, tcenow.com, of course, and you will see a link for the network. We have a 2-week free trial. We love it. 2-week free trial, $15 a month. You know, a little more for the year, but it's a great value. But check us out. Everything is on TCE, loaded with great content, helps you save money. And what's more cool, you get to hang out with me more. I'm putting more of me in the TCE network. Yes, cup of tea, right? So anyway, thank y'all so much for being a part of us today. Make sure if you haven't subscribed to the channel that you're watching this on, do so or follow us and all that kind of good stuff. And also make sure you join our newsletter if you're not already a subscriber. If you are, we thank you so much for being a part of our family. So until next time, remember, don't get anxious, be prepared, get prepared, be prepared. Well, yeah, be prepared too. Get prepared and have a fantastic week full of power and purpose. Stay safe.